Welcome back to Sacred Whisper Podcast. I'm so excited to bring you this episode today because sitting next to me, I have a special guest. This is someone I talk about all the time. You hear me mention all the time, and I always get questions about as it pertains to what it looks like behind the scenes, how my husband shows up behind the scenes, how he has processed me being a healer and the work that I do and that you and I do together. He is my world. He is my person. He's a deep support system behind the scenes. He catches me when I fall. He lifts me up. He encourages me. He supports me. He celebrates with me. And what I know to be true is that I feel there's something so special that happens when women in general, but as a healer, has someone who is grounded and anchored. When I think about the kind of support that he gives me and the masculine and the feminine energy dynamics, it's like, that trunk of the tree is the masculine and the leaves being just flying around and being free in the wind. And that's exactly the dynamic that we have. He is the anchor to my wild and free. It is my deep honor and excitement for the first time ever to introduce you to my husband, Matt. Matt and I officially this week have been together for 23 years. So you do the math. We started dating in 2003, and this man is my rock. He is my support system. He has been the one that has told me from the beginning and every crazy idea that I've had, every dream that I've had, whether it was joining a network marketing company and creating a really cool business out of it before we even had children, to every evolution that I've had, he's like, go, run. And so this man has every piece of my heart and soul. And I think I'm going to stop blabbing and give the mic to Matt. So please welcome Matt.
Hello. That was a good intro.
There's going to be a lot of giggles because we talked about this for a while, and I've never recorded a podcast episode in front of him. I usually do it while I'm walking around the yard, or while I'm sitting in the Jeep, or while I have the door closed, or I'll walk around the neighborhood and I'll just be talking to my phone, and I'm sure my neighbors think I'm crazy. But we just decided this is going to be pretty unpolished. And what we really wanted to hear, well, you guys to hear, was the real and the raw, because I think that we have a really funny relationship and how we show up for each other. But also we want you to hear like the behind the scenes. So, Matt.
Yes.
Go ahead and tell everybody who you are, tell a little bit about you, what you do, all the things.
Well, I am in the military. We've been going on 19 years with that, coming up on 20 in October. Worked around aircraft, F-15s, F-16s, B-1s as a loader. And then we got tasked to move to be an MTI a couple years back, 2024. And it's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm in a better place for MTI. I'm out at Pacer Forge than just Alliance Water, but yeah, we're here. What else you want to know? What I like?
Yeah, so just to put it in civilian terms, F-15s, F-16s are fighter jets. B-1 is a bomber. If you listen to some of my previous podcast episodes, you'll hear the bomber in the background. We used to live on a military installation. Sometimes we're still in the flight path, so sometimes you still get the helicopters or...
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah. And an MTI is a military training instructor. So the simplest way I tell people what this is the face of the Air Force.
The drill sergeant.
Right. Drill sergeant. So what's that movie? Major Payne, kind of like that, but not really. And then Pacer Forge, how would you explain it? And then I'll tell people how I explain it.
It's large-scale training events for the trainees. Work on base defense and real-world operations, and we evaluate them under stress.
Yeah, so that's a very military way of saying it. Sounds really cool. What I say is it's kind of like Beast Week, but it's a couple of days in the military, so super fun. Okay. Yeah. We are big football fans around here. We are divorced most of football season because he's a yucky Niners fan and I'm a Packers fan. Anything else you want to share?
No.
Okay. Okay, so let's just go ahead and dive in. I've got like 5 million questions. We'll see what we actually get through. So we've been together for 23 years. What is something about you and I that people probably wouldn't expect?
That people wouldn't expect? We're sarcastic all the time to each other. Because that's just who we are. We're sarcastic and we laugh a lot. That's probably the main thing. People probably think we hate each other's guts.
Yeah.
So I'd say it's probably that.
Yeah. Whenever we're with our parents, when we're with his parents, it's fantastic because we always get this look like, do you guys actually love each other? We do, deeply. And my parents, they're very similar, but they're kind of like, gosh, you guys.
Yeah, they still cock their head a little bit.
Yeah.
What?
I think sarcasm is our love language.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. What's your favorite memory of us over the years?
Favorite memory? I actually kind of like the road trips with all the random songs we end up finding and just start singing them. Whether it's really silly little things or things that just take us way back.
Yeah.
That's one of them, I think. Yeah.
Something simple. Yeah. Even our date nights coming home. Last night didn't have a song, though.
You wanted to listen to Dethrone and get screamed at.
I was listening to Bad Omens. It was 10 o'clock. He's like, can you calm down? I was like, you took me out for ice cream. I haven't had sugar in a while, so I'm spazzing out. It's too late for this. Oh my gosh. Any other like major memory or like vacation or anything like that? Or even
I think Wisconsin was probably one of my favorite vacations that we went to.
It's funny because I was literally thinking that when you said like the songs and the little moments in between, I had a flash of the lighthouse that you found.
Yes, that was good.
That was so awesome because I was looking on the map and he, Mr. Intuitive here, was like, no, we're just going to drive until we're going to get there. We're going to find a lighthouse because we were looking for, I don't know how one goes and looks for Lake Michigan.
It's right there.
It's so huge, but we were, and he's like, no, we ended up in this really cool, literally looked like it was out of a movie kind of town, but it was kind of a ghost town when we got there.
Yeah.
But there was a lighthouse and it was a whole vibe. Yeah. If people only saw social media, so they only knew us through social media, what would they miss or not see about our real life? Or maybe not know about our real life?
I don't know, because everything is pretty much posted on social media. Mainly through you, because I just look social media for memes. I'm pretty sure they know pretty intimate with our lives on social media.
Yeah, because I even talked about how we almost got divorced in 2020. Yeah, but I think that even just bringing that up, like how we work through things, we're not perfect. We still have our moments, but we are best friends. And we have leaned on each other. It's almost like the harder the situation that comes up, the more we lean into each other, the more we rely on each other, which is not something I talk about on social media a whole lot. Whether it's the situations with Austin or the 2022 situation or moving, becoming an MTI family.
Yeah, we do confide in each other quite a bit, whether we'd like to hear certain things or not. So yeah, I guess that is a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do talk to each other quite often about problems or trying to work through problems. Yeah, she's my best friend too.
Duh. Okay. I'm just going to kind of bebop around as I do. So I kind of want to move over to QIR. What are some things that you've witnessed behind the scenes while I've built what everybody sees now that they did not see?
The meltdowns. I mean, it's
Please.
just, the meltdowns. I mean, you are one person trying to create an empire. I mean, people just don't do what you do over the course of however long it takes. People just don't wake up in the morning and be like, I'm going to create a school and create my own Reiki, and then go through the entire process, not only going through all the keys, writing down all the keys, channeling all the keys, writing the book with it, getting the workbook, go into the legal aspects so that you're covered. Like, it's a lot. And that's just a very small portion, because before then you still had a business that you're running anyway on the back end with your website. So all in all, it is a lot. And that's just the business side of things, let alone that you're a wife and a mother of two, one of which, is about to be turning 18, who's had previous suicidal ideation. So you were navigating all that while trying to build it. It's not easy. And I don't think people understand that. It's easy to have success when it's just you that you're only taking care of. It's one thing to have a family that's other circumstances all rolled into that. So yeah, I'd say that.
Yeah. I guess a follow-up question when it comes to the meltdowns, what do you feel like your role has been in that, and how did you witness me navigate through it, and how has that changed over the years?
I mean, my role is to be the supporting rock. I can come across a little too blunt sometimes, and that's not necessarily what she needs, but that's just the nature of men for the most part.
So, side note, he is a Cancer sun, Aquarius moon, and Virgo rising. Anybody, in case anybody is curious on the astrology, the Virgo is Virgoing.
Yeah. What was the other question on it?
So the follow-up question was, what was your role in that? Like, when I was having those difficult moments, and also, how did you see me move through those, and how did that change over the years?
Like I said, my role is to keep you grounded, and just reminding you rather, that like Rome isn't built in a day. Earth wasn't built in a day. You have to take the good with the bad. Everything that does happen happens for a reason on it. If something is not going quite your way, it's fine. It's a learning tool. You have to go through it in order to be better on the back end of it, because not everything is, all hunky-dory, so to speak. And over time, you starting to see some of those yourself, to where you're not quite as agitated or quite as emotionally hijacked when those circumstances arise, because one, you've been through them, and then two, you know how to fix it on the back end, or you know how to fix it in real time because you've already been through it once or twice. It's kind of like life. There's no rule book to life. There's no guide to life. You just kind of fumble through it every day.
Yeah.
But you just learn. And she's done a good job doing that over the years.
I feel like I've gotten faster too. Like how fast I move through things. It's almost absurd.
Yes.
We're like, all before noon, I'm like in a different timeline, and I'm like, okay, we're good. Let's fucking go.
100%.
What are moments, or like a moment or two, that you saw me keep going when most people would have quit?
A couple of instances would be when there were some, we'll just say, some legal issues that we worked through. And it's easy to go ahead and, I won't get into the details of that, but when you have legality issues, it's easy to just want to stop and be done with it and just move on to something else. That's not her. Never will be her. That's one instance. Another instance is just being completely overwhelmed because you have such great success. You're a product of your own demise. You can have so many good things happening, but there's still so much that you've got to get done. And if they're not getting done, your brain is overwhelmed. And if you're not good at prioritizing or whatever the case is along those lines, it could be easy to throw in the towel there, because success, you can drown in your own success if you're not prepared for it. And that could be scary for a lot of people.
Yeah, I do think that's a good point. And I think that people really just praise success in whatever capacity that is. And that could be from money to love to relationships to whatever it is. And I see this a lot in the online space where people are so successful, but the overwhelm comes from a dysregulated nervous system, comes from subconscious beliefs. And if you're not doing that work, it doesn't matter how much success you bring in, it will never bring you peace. You got to create that first.
Yep. You definitely got to create the peace, or you just come to me and I'll do it.
I am peace. Okay. With QIR, just kind of staying on that subject, what was your first reaction when I told you that I was channeling this new modality?
I said, you did what?
Okay, we also got to share this. During my spiritual awakening, the first time, okay, this is not TMI, we're all adults here, right? So I'm getting ready for the evening, getting ready to go to bed, and I have rocks in my bra. And your reaction was?
I don't even remember anymore. It's so normalized at this point. I'm probably thinking fucking crazy. Like, what the hell are you doing? Why are there rocks in your next to your boobs?
He's literally like, why is there
You rock hard?
He's like, why are there crystals in your bra?
Yeah. I didn't understand.
Yeah. Okay, so that was
at the time anyway.
That's a core memory for me, because the look on his face, I knew it was coming. And it was really funny. Okay. So when I was channeling QIR, did it feel weird, exciting, confusing, all of it?
Well, you've done another style of Reiki before, so I mean, that you doing all that isn't new, but creating your own is something else. Like I said before, people just don't create things like that. It's hard to go ahead and commit to that and then have stuff being channeled to you. And I say stuff because I don't know how else to process it, really. I mean, I'm a guy. Other guys are going to think probably the same damn way. But it was really cool afterwards because, at first you're always like, does this stuff work? And stuff like that. But over time, you just see too much, you feel too much, and you're just like, hell yeah.
Do you remember the day when we came back from Hill City and you were smoking out, like making dinner, so grilling on our smoker, and I had everything spread across the table? Do you remember that day?
Maybe.
That was when I had channeled the rest of it through. I always thought it was going to come through a meditation, but it didn't.
Yeah, I remember.
And you just kept looking at me like, oh, what's happening, isn't it? I was like, I'm at work.
Yeah, I do actually remember that.
Yeah. What has it been like to watch something that started as an idea and now has become a lineage with facilitators, now masters? We've got students all over the world. Real transformation before the certification program of 3 levels and the teacher licensing that's being created right now.
What's it like?
Yeah.
I think it's pretty awesome. It goes back to what I said before. It's hard to keep sustainment over something like that, with having all the other headaches that you have in your life. So for Rick to come from the channeling to putting it on paper to getting it active on the website to having active teachers to having active masters, it is pretty awesome to see. And the confidence keeps growing each and every time. You have another person come in, you have another teacher, master, what have you. It's really cool to see. Really, really cool to see. And you just see the confidence that keeps gaining thereafter. Take the good with the bad, bad with the good. And it's always a learning experience.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it. And then you guys were my guinea pigs with QIR. And I know you experienced other styles, because I always tell everybody I'm a multi-Reiki master in traditional styles of Reiki, so trained in 2 outside of QIR. what was it like being the first to experience it? I'm like, come here. Do you feel this? I feel this in my hands. Do you feel this?
Didn't know what to expect. It was pretty cool, being test subject number 1, like ground zero. Worst case scenario, I Am Legend happens and, I'm famous. But no, it was fun. And just, I had an idea of what things would feel like, maybe be like. Biggest part of the person that you're doing stuff kind of has to be open to the idea, at least open to the idea. Because if not, you're not going to really feel anything because you're just subconscious is going to block it out anyway. But feeling the different effects was pretty wild because they were different in a good way than what I was used to before.
Yeah. And what changes have you seen in me since QIR came through? So I started channeling 5 years ago in June.
The confidence, the way you show up, the way you talk, the way you speak, you hold your head up high. I wouldn't say it's cockiness or anything like that. It's just confidence. You've got a whole lot of confidence in you, a lot of understanding. The way you can pick apart people is pretty wild. It feels like you're getting stronger every day. Some of the things that we are tapped into and connected to or thinking is pretty insane.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just kind of feels like you're getting stronger every day with it. Oh, more in tuned. Maybe that's the appropriate term.
Yeah. Yeah, there are times that you're thinking something and then all of a sudden I'm singing a song that you were singing in your head and nobody said anything out loud, or you were thinking a sentence and then I say it out loud. And it's not one of those things we've been together for 23 years. It's one of those things of how the hell did you, that's not even what?
Get off my head.
It's so weird. And also it's very normal simultaneously. And I say that all the time. It's like, it's hard to explain because it's mind-blowing in the human experience, but the soul is like, obviously. What have you noticed in our home with the kids or with the family dynamic through all the healing work that I've done or that we've done together? Or even like with Austin and Colin?
I mean, they're pretty open to the fact of it. Austin, our oldest, he likes using it. I know he was learning it before. I don't know if he stopped or if he still uses it, but they both ask for it when they're feeling down or low or whatever. So they enjoy it. And of course, I always ask for it. Being in the military, everything hurts and I'm dying. And whether it's my shoulder, my arm, my elbow, my knees, I ask for the Reiki and it helps. It helps. So it's just beneficial overall for the house.
Yeah.
There's a lot more crystals.
There's crystals
There's
everywhere.
crystals everywhere.
Everywhere. Okay. I want to go back to like one of the tougher seasons in the fall of 2022, which I talk about every now and then on my podcast. So if you're not aware, I'm sure, just go binge, you'll listen. But that was like a massive season without obviously going into the details. I always call it a tower moment. It was my rising phoenix moment. So from your perspective, how did I navigate that season?
Which year was this again?
2022, when shit hit the fan.
With lots of tears.
Yeah.
That's probably the best thing to do first. Was just to release it in some form. Crying is probably the best way to release anyway. Yeah, it was a rough time.
I feel like I remember you saying a lot too. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you, but you said, I was so concerned about my students, everybody that was, that I was taking care of at that time. Because I was like, I've got to reach out to I literally remember drinking pre-workout, pacing our living room at like 7, 8 o'clock at night, just like getting the courage to message every single person to help them with whatever next step that was when I didn't even know what the next step was for me.
Yeah, I mean, you can only, what did I say? You can only eat an elephant one bite at a time. And that's tackling the problem that you had. One person at a time. They're going to be there. Also, these folks that you were working with, they knew you for quite some time. So if something major like this was happening, yes, there'd be questions, but I think, the majority of them will give you the benefit of the doubt of what's going on. And they did. And they did. It's just a lot to handle in the short time frame of what was great success to get, slapped with boom that was in our face. But once you get past the emotional of what had happened and start focusing on how to fix the problem or just moving on from the problem, that's when things start to line up. But it's hard to see when stuff like that happens. We'll have that mental block because, you have all the success and then boom, this is a huge blockade wall in front of you. Then you start questioning yourself and everything else, and then you just start going on a spiral. You did that a few times, but you pulled yourself out, and then you never look back thereafter.
Yeah. Like I have a very vivid memory of it being at like 1 a.m. and me hyperventilating in the shower and you getting in and picking me up and you're like, I just need you to breathe. And
when you're gonna live, nobody's dying. Even though it seems that way in the moment, you're fine. What business you had created might be dwindling there, but it just opened the door for something else that you are much more prepared for now because of that experience. And it's hard to see in the moment that was actually good for you to go through, but it opened another doorway that was better.
so you guys see what I mean? He's like, everything's fine. God. I'm like, I am not okay. He's like, actually, I think you are. I had my own shit to work through, but truly like a lot of my own healing to do around all of this, which without going into detail, maybe I'll go into that in another episode, but it had a lot to do with a lot of the bullying that I went through as a teenager as well. It was a lot of inner child stuff, which is crazy. Okay. Moving on from that. Oh, actually, I am curious if you have any other thoughts around that or how did that season change us or if you feel like it did or how did it make us stronger?
We were a lot smarter after that in the legality aspect of things and protecting ourselves. I think it made us a lot more sound as human beings is to not take shit per se. To kind of, I almost feel like we can see through the BS a little bit clearer after that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that people can say, but when when we'll just say, this little cliche, when you're armed with knowledge, that you see through a lot more things the more you do know. And we learned a lot from that experience. And then that just leads into the confidence aspect of things. So,
yeah, like I wouldn't ever want to go through that again or want anybody else to ever go through that. But if I wouldn't have gone through that, I wouldn't know what to do or how to soundly make Quantum Illumination Reiki what it is, where it's a registered trademark, where we have a membership mark that's being put in motion for our teachers. We have contracts. We've got everything in place, copyright protection, like actual protection of the brand, which it's not even about like, for me, it's about, no, this is legitimate to be able to give people that confidence and peace of mind as well.
100%.
Yeah. Okay. Let's throw in something lighter. What do you think long-term love actually requires? Because not a lot of people, it's kind of feels pretty rare now for people to be high school sweethearts. And we were. You guys should see the smile on this man's face.
What is required? Well, if you've heard this one before, live, love, laugh, play. That's pretty much all that's required, but you still need to, I'll say you don't need to pick fights with your loved one, but you still need to have disagreements. And then things can't grow without a little bit of rain, right? Well, I say that quite a bit. But aside from that, dating each other once a month is huge. I think we've been doing that for, is it 3 years or longer?
It's at least 3.
At least 3.
Be more.
You got to date your spouse at least once a month. If you can do more, fantastic. But life can get in the way. Don't let life get in the way. We understand life happens, but you still have to date one another to still connect. Because if you're not connecting, then you're going to drift apart, and then you're going to be left wondering why he or she isn't doing what you're wanting, and vice versa. So,
yeah,
that's all I'll say about that.
Yeah. I remember asking your parents this when we were out camping once with them, and your dad answered first, and he said, it's be best friends. I don't even remember when that was, 2018 maybe?
That would probably be 18, yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember that?
I do.
Yeah.
I forgot he said that.
Yeah. They are so cute. And I think that's true too. And for us, date nights, like last night we went to Top Golf and had sushi beforehand and ice cream after. But sometimes it's a concert, sometimes it's life is really busy and we're going to go grab coffee and phones down, eyes up. Of course, our kids are a little bit older, so it does make it easy, but a little bit easier, but that's not always been the case. There's definitely something to be said about dating each other and just that connection. And I too think like having some kind of a touch point at some time during the week where you're catching up, whatever that is. With his hours, sometimes we are literally high-fiving, or sometimes we don't see each other. And he gets up and he's grumpy because he's like, don't talk to me. And I just woke up and I'm going to bed when he gets home. So we're just not seeing each other till the weekend. So it's like having some kind of a touch point to just connect.
Yep, 100%.
Yeah. Like, I think everybody just makes it a lot more complicated than it needs to be.
Probably.
Yeah.
We're just fucking unicorn.
I have some people that have asked some really great questions that when it comes to the spiritual side of things and the healer side of things, and something that people talk or ask a lot about or that they witness is as they evolve in their own journey, as they're healing their own things, as they are discovering or coming home to themselves as a healer, or they're even going through QIR or whatever, that they're feeling misunderstood by their partner. Like they don't understand their dreams or their spiritual work. And I will say you've never made me feel like that, but I know that's not the case for everyone. So what would you tell someone who's listening that if their partner is not, it feels like they're not supportive? I will say too, there have been times where I'm doing my own healing work and I've had to have patience because you weren't quite there yet. But yeah, what would you say to them?
It's not your job to understand right away. Your job is to support them.
That's to their partner.
Yes, to your partner. I don't think, out of everything that you've done over the years, I don't think I've ever told you no.
No.
Your job is to support them. You can learn along the way, which is what I've done. But your job is to support them, just as they're supporting you in whatever the case may be. Like I joined the military, she supported me, and I gave her the option to leave because I was going to the military.
P.S. We were already engaged.
It's a formality. There wasn't a true ring on it.
Yes, it was.
Per se. You didn't sign your life away yet. Yeah. Going back to it, your job isn't to understand fully right away. Your job is to support her and see how things go. Because I don't believe in just holding people back just because you don't understand it or you don't like it. Because you don't know what the outcome's actually going to be. You can guess, but that's not a certainty. I'll just take this for example with Kristen doing her business, and I use this analogy all the damn time. Colonel Sanders went and talked to like 100 and some odd people for KFC. 100 freaking people. It's like by 101, again, don't quote me on these numbers, but the final person said yes. If he didn't have someone behind him cheering him on, and whether he did or not is I don't know, but I like to think that he did. If I didn't do that for Kristen, who knows where she would be now? She had to go through all those other steps to get to here. But your job is just to support. It's just plain and simple.
Yeah. Because I always talk from my perspective. I mean, there have been times where during my healing journey where it's been difficult to do my own inner child work, seeing my own triggers and noticing that. And then as the healer or as the one that's doing the healing work, we're witnessing it in our partner as well, or in our significant other. But so I'm like, patience is definitely, it's not your job. It's not your job to fix everyone, not even your partner. They're going to come around, they're going to meet your frequency, or they're going to fall away. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen. Okay, I want to close this out with a few just a little bit of like rapid fire questions, but feel free to go into depth if you want. What is something about me that people don't know?
That people don't know? Oh, no, how do people don't know?
Pretend like
I
they
don't
don't.
know. You don't like my toes. That's something that they don't know. You don't like my toes. There you go. She don't like my toe sausages, even though they're same thing as freaking fingers, just a little stubbier.
That is not the answer I thought you were.
I got it.
Okay. I was thinking like, I don't know.
You don't even know.
I don't even know because I'm like, what is something? I don't know. I'm pretty much.
She hates my toes.
It is toes. That is true. Oh, that's funny. Okay, what are you? What are you most proud of me for?
Not giving up. Too many different opportunities for you to give up and quit, both from an initial financial standpoint, emotional standpoint, business. I mean, there's been several opportunities where you could have, and it would have been warranted, but you didn't. I'm glad you didn't. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that. What do you think I underestimate about myself?
Oh, your estimation and how much in control that you actually are in. I say that you're in control of all of it, even though you seem to think that you're not in control. You underestimate yourself in that regard.
Like my power, like the power, or just control in general?
Control in general. It doesn't matter about power or anything else. Just you're in control of everything that is going on in your life. But the good and the bad, it seems like sometimes you think that you don't have control, but you do. You underestimate yourself.
I will say, I have gotten better at that.
You have.
Yeah.
100%.
Texas was a wrench. Whatever.
It's a ratchet.
Ratchet. Okay. What's one thing you hope our boys learn by watching us?
Communication is key. You don't know what you don't know, and you don't know if you don't ask.
That's good. If you could speak to the version of us 10 years ago, what would you say?
Hang on, it's going to be bumpy. You're going to learn a lot. You might get bucked off, but get a few bruises. But you're going to get back up.
Damn, the last 10 years have been wild.
Mm-hmm.
God.
It's going to be fun, though.
Yeah.
It's been fun.
Yeah. What's next for us?
Retirement. At least from the military. Hopefully more traveling of the world. I'll be a little more free from the military side of things. Kids that are graduating and having their own kids. It's a whole new chapter that's about to head up that I'm not ready for.
Hold your horses. I tell the kids, I'm like, could you wait like maybe 10 years? That'd be great. Not ready for that chapter just yet. Okay. Any final thoughts? Any words of wisdom that you want to leave?
Just don't give up on it, whatever it is that you're doing. It is extremely easy to just throw in the towel. Because it really is. Things don't go your way. You start having thoughts. But if you just throw it away, why did you waste all that time and effort? Everybody who's ever made anything has had to endure some type of adversity that they had to navigate through. If you're so quick to end it and just stop, you're never going to reach your ultimate goal on anything. You're looking for the quick dopamine fix, and that's great. But if you want to make a difference and actually create something, you got to go with the good, and you got to take the bads. You got to take your licks. It all leads to something better. You'll lead to a better product in the end. It will.
Yeah. And I think it kind of goes back to, I always say, I was telling Matt earlier today, that inside of QIR, I'm like, fun, flow, play, ease, trust, trust, trust. I'm like, you have to trust the process. And sometimes that's the hardest part is you can't, like, sometimes our logical mind doesn't want to trust the unseen or the unknown, only what's known and safe, because it feels safe because you already know.
Yep. You gotta step out in the unsafe world. Hey, you do.
Let yourself.
Being comfortable doesn't necessarily mean it's a good thing.
Yeah.
Being comfortable is boring.
Yeah.
This is being comfortable can be boring. And you're missing out on a lot.
Yeah. We live our lives outside of our comfort zone a lot. Okay, babe. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Have a good time.
Okay, you guys. Let me know in the DMs. Come in. Let me know what your favorite part was, what surprised you, what made you laugh, maybe something made you go, "Aw." And if you want a part 2, you let us know. But also, you need to let me know what questions you have too, and I can bring that on too. Honestly, when I asked him, just kind of leave on this note, I texted him on our 23rd dating anniversary, which was April 22nd, as he was picking up a big, huge piece of selenite. But I texted him, I was like, I have an idea. Do you want to come on the podcast with me? I knew he wasn't going to tell me no, but I knew it was going to be outside of his comfort zone. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you for listening as always, and I will see you in the next episode.